Founders Live is the global venue for modern entrepreneurs, especially during these very challenging times. The direct impact of COVID-19 is currently being felt around the world, and it could get worse before it gets better. We are here to help you through these challenging times by connecting you to the people, information, and resources meant to move you forward as you start your next project.
We see an opportunity to bring the resources and capital and connections to the people that need it and the people that can use it, no matter where they live in the world. My honest opinion is, no matter what the economic climate is in the world, Founders Live can be important. In the good times, when it's booming, we're here to help grow companies and have them access capital that's flowing around the world and really be a fun, great event and global platform that powers entrepreneurship. In the tough times, we actually think we can be the answer, given the fact that if people are actually getting laid off and unemployment starts rising, well, the choice to start their own business is front and center, and Founders Live is right there to help them grow. I believe the secret sauce of Founders Live lies in the combination of these three words: inspiration, education, and entertainment. Inspiration is rooted in the energy and the passion that every single attendee has. The education is the information that we're bringing to people that they otherwise couldn't find. Founders Live Online helps solve entrepreneurs' daily challenges. If you have a question that you're just wondering, like, I don't know what to do here, you simply need to just type it into Founders Live and someone else will answer it right there for you. And the entertainment is the fun. We believe business should be fun, we believe it should be casual, and we believe it should be inspirational. Founders Live is the perfect place for you to connect with other entrepreneurs and to be inspired.
Hello, everyone. My name is Amelia Marckworth. I am the city leader for Founders Live Seattle. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. I am really, really excited to get this started. This is my first event as the new city lead for Founders Live. I'm taking over for the amazing Nick Hughes, who I'm going to bring in here right now. Nick,
Hello.
how are you doing?
I'm doing so well. It's so nice to be here, and just so you know, it's so nice to be here in this way versus in your way, even though this is it's so exciting to lead Founders Live, but it's fun to be here, and I'm really just kind of helping out at this point.
Yes, guys, Nick makes this look so easy. I'm basically running a spaceship from my computer right now. So I am quickly picking up, but if we have any tech problems today, bear with me. I appreciate it. I'm still learning, but that's kind of the entrepreneurial outset, is just jump in and try it. We have a really, really great event for us tonight. This is my first Founders Live. I'm hoping that everyone can give me a shout out and say hi. Say in the comments where you're from. We have a few people here. We have Marshall Law Band. Hey Marshall, he's going to be our special guest later today.
Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, Gary. Hi Gary, thank you so much for being here. I am so excited to get everything going. Hey Allison. So go ahead, drop in the comments. Tell us where you're from. Where are you joining from? I know we have a bunch of people in Seattle, we have a bunch of people in Washington, but I know there's people from across the country, probably across the world right now. So drop it in the chat. Where are you from? Nick, what are you excited to see tonight? This is the last event of 2020.
This is the last event of 2020, and I'm really excited for the pitches. I mean, every single month we have just new companies that each and every month just kind of blow my mind, that not only the quality of them, but the quality of the pitch. And we want to give a shout out to Melissa, Story Fruition. She's just, gave a little shout. Maybe if you can find her there. And yeah, they're just great stuff, and just excited to hear the pitches. And then, hopefully you guys can stick around for hangout happy hour afterwards.
Yeah. So we'll have some awesome entertainment. We'll have 5 pitches from 5 of the coolest startups in Seattle, and then we'll have an awesome after-event networking. Shout out to Story Fruition and Melissa over in Sammamish. We also have another friend from Wild Wacky Sammamish. Sammamish got some love today. Bunch of people. Christopher, hi from Seattle. Really excited to have everyone here. Oh, Erin. Hi, Erin. I didn't realize you were in San Jose. Tell Yen I say hi. Must be done visiting her. So good. One of the things that I love about Founders Live, I came and stepped up as city leader here because every month I would go to these events and I would love them and just think that they were so much fun. I love the community and the people that I've met here. So that's kind of why I'm stepping up. I love seeing everyone come in and say hello to us. While you guys are here today, go ahead and drop this YouTube link in your social media everywhere. I want to see hashtag Founders Live trending on Twitter, on YouTube, on LinkedIn. Go ahead, follow that hashtag. Let us know why you're here, what are you doing, where are you joining from. Share the YouTube link. Please help us get the word out about what an awesome event this is. Also, right below your video, there's a like that so other people can find us.
If you like that, the thing is, everyone, if you like that, what happens is we want to get as many likes on this video as possible, because usually it gets picked up into the algorithms with YouTube and people watch us afterwards, and we just get even more exposure for the founders pitching tonight. And that's like tomorrow and this weekend and next week. So please like the video. Yeah, absolutely. Last month, the September one had over 1,200 views because of people liking it. So help us amplify the message of these awesome entrepreneurs and get the word out to our community. So thank you for being here. I am so excited to talk to our special guest, Marshall Law Band. They're in the house. If you haven't heard of Marshall Law Band, you probably are about to. I've seen them on KEXP. I have seen them on King 5. I saw them in the Seattle Times. They're the most entrepreneurial band. So we're going to be talking to them in just a minute. But want to give a huge shout out for everyone being here. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for supporting the ecosystem. If you are a founder, drop your name and then the name of your company in the comments. We want to be putting those out throughout the night to show everyone who's here, who is part of this amazing ecosystem. It's not easy to show up on a rainy, Wednesday night, although I will say it's a little easier to do from home now that we're not trying to catch the bus in the rain in the dark. So Nick, you get to be off screen for a minute. I'm going to kick you out. I'm going to bring Marshall up here to talk for a little bit. Yeah. How's that feel? I'm excited to hear. It feels great. Awesome. So okay. Kick me off and excited to hear what's going on. Nick. Marshall, how are you doing?
What's up? I am so honored to be here on your first ever, taking control of the helms. Congratulations.
Thank you. I am so excited to have Marshall. When I knew that I was taking over this event this month, I said, I have to have Marshall Law Band as the entertainment. So Marshall, you have had just a crazy last 6 months. I know that when you think about entrepreneurs, sometimes we forget about our music industry friends, but they are out hustling. So just what's the last 6 months been like for you? Kind of where'd you start and what's it been?
I mean, honestly, the last 6 months have been a complete whirlwind. Like many of you out there, our industry has been flipped totally upside down. And especially us as musicians who, if you look at the pie chart of where musicians make their money, the live performances are about like this. Right. And so when that was stripped away from us, we were slated to go on a 50-day national tour, starting at South by Southwest, looping all the way around the South, getting up to Nashville and then working our way to New York and looping back through Denver and hitting up the West Coast. So we had big, huge plans. And then COVID kind of came in like a bomb and just blew it all up. So when that originally happened, we kind of just isolated. We're a big band, so we didn't really know, how to proceed and how to proceed safely. Like a lot of us, our head was kind of spinning. So we just kind of isolated and worked from afar, sent each other tracks, but it wasn't the same vibe. And then with the George Floyd protest and social uprising that occurred here in Seattle, we were just called. We had a decision. How are we going to contribute to what's going on here? How are we going to bring our vibes and our intentions into the social movement to further the cause and amplify the message? So when those protests sparked up in Seattle, I think the third straight day of the protest, we decided to set up literally in the streets and play some music for the people. And what that did is at 12th and Pine, which is what our album's named after, it created a balance where there was kind of this contentious standoff, with the protest. And then about a block away or a half a block away was the martial law band, not only playing revolutionary music, but opening up our stage to other people so they could come and say their message, because not everybody's comfortable or familiar with the protest type situation, but a lot of people have immense feelings about what's going on in the world today. And so after we were out there, we played at this is before the formal that was formerly known as the Chop. This is before, actually. We played for 6 straight days, 4-hour sets. And my throat was swollen, my lymph nodes were through, but it just felt like the only thing we could do to have some sort of control and have some sort of positive impact on the madness that was this summer. And when that finished, we headed out to Guimas Island for 4 days. We wrote the album 12th and Pine. We went directly from the ferry to Soundhouse Studios in Ballard to work with Jack and Dino, the godfather of grunge. Knocked out the album in about 6 days.
Oh man, Marsh, you are getting way ahead of me. You have I gotta cut you off, dude. Let me. We have some clips of you guys from this summer. Let me give the audience a little taste if they don't know Marshall Law Band. Here is a small little taste for everyone.
I got you. You know me. I'm gonna just talk if you let it happen.
We were performing to charge people up.
We out here trying to make a change, man.
The MO is always was. It always was. Our music, whether it was songs, we came out with the song Head Nod.
So not your head, right? Hero's perspective exception from Marshall, Texas. Family broke connections with our slavery ancestors.
That details my father's experience in the LA riots and bringing that same fire up here. And so it was just who we are, is what we do. And our music always preached community.
Seattle-based poet and playwright Marshall Hugh and his Marshall Law Band are breaking new musical ground.
Music itself is really the driving element. So when you come in there, you're going to expect a Marshall Law Band and Friends concert. For me, I want youth to understand that it doesn't matter what path you take, as long as you embrace it with an intensity and a passion every day that you wake up, that you can do something special.
Marshall, I know that you're kind of a younger guy. Where do you get the inspiration to just show up every day? I mean, I think that's such a mark of an entrepreneur, about just knowing what you're about, going after it fearlessly, and never stopping even when it's hard. So yeah, talk to me. How did you get out to Capitol Hill? How did you decide to stay there? What was it like just trying to bring some love and peace into such a contentious space?
Yeah, well, what was interesting for me is that, my father, he's a professor. He teaches leadership. He's a basketball coach, and he kind of passed that down to me. I was raised in the Seattle U men's basketball locker room, and what sports teaches you about life, and why I'm such a big advocate for especially sports like basketball that are relatively safe, is that it teaches you that no matter, as long as there's time left on that clock, as long as you are still breathing metaphorically, that there's a chance that you can turn this thing around and create something special and synergize with a team. And so when you talk about entrepreneurial assets and abilities that really are advantageous, it's the ability to not only fight through adversity, but rely on a team with a common goal. And that team's like prepared for the intensity of the challenge that they face. So my team knew going in, because we literally had been making revolutionary music for years now. I had made songs like Head Nod that you heard there in the clip that says, got the hero's perspective, inception from Marshall, Texas. My family broke connections with our slavery ancestry. And that's where I get my name from, and so our music was always rooted in being socially conscious. So my bandmates who are multicultural, I got 4 white dudes in the core 6, these brothers were already ready for what was going to happen, and I knew their commitment. So when it came a time to, in a lot of ways, put ourselves in harm's way and put ourselves in the public eye, it really was a no-brainer, because that's what the principles that are core principles that our business was founded on. And so, the hardest thing is when you have those bylines and you have those call to actions within your business, and then they get tested, and you're like, dang, are these really our morals? Is this really what our business stands on? And so for us, our business stood on standing out there during tear gas, during rubber bullets, during, potential threat of arrest or bodily harm, and bringing some love and peace and some tranquility and an ability to recharge station, on top of working with all the other parts of a protest. A lot of people don't realize there's medics out there, there's a car brigade, there's a bike brigade, there's just people volunteering as legal observers. They're not on one side or another. And so we were part of that support staff as musicians, but also, we dabble in security and whatever else needed to happen.
Man, that is wild. Now, I know that you were down in the thick of it, and I'm seeing in the comments, we have people here from literally across the globe. We have people, hey, Jessica from Bangor, Maine, thank you for joining us, from San Jose. I know that you were interviewed by King 5 News, you got some national news coverage just for being there. What did you see on the ground versus maybe what people outside of the community might have heard or seen?
Absolutely. So in our title, our first song on 12th and Pine, we actually discussed us having our face seen on CNN, and having Fox call me Chaz Marshall of Antifa, and having Vice depict it one way. And I would just say to everybody, whether you stand on the left side, right side, middle, whatever it is, whether you're left or you're right, the media portrays clickbait. They portray something that's going to be entertaining enough to make people go and click other things. And so, obviously being called Chaz Marshall of Antifa, that has no bearing in reality. And that's just, something to get something. So that didn't really bother me. What was interesting was CNN, something that I might typically go to and believe as telling me the truth. It's not that they weren't telling the truth. It's that I had a 30-minute interview, and they literally picked the most parts that were, I don't speak very divisively, right? And they picked the parts that they could possibly do to charge up the right, instead of the things that I was really talking about. It's like, hey, this is an opportunity for unity. This is an opportunity for reconciliation. And this is something that could bring us all together in a beautiful, artistic way. Let's make it what it could be. And that was my message. And then when I go to CNN and I see the click, and I see them, pick out the one piece that points at the Seattle Chief and these things, it's like, the message of what I was trying to tell you was not what you conveyed 100% and honestly. And to me, you really got to look at finding your information from another source, or, venturing down to these places when you feel safe and seeing for yourself. It wasn't like a perfect storm or anything like that. There's just like in real life, there's positive that happens, negative that happens, but in the core of it, it's something that was meant to uplift people, something that was meant to charge people and give them hope in a time where you don't only have the pandemic, you don't only have lost your jobs, but you have to see this horrific murder over and over again. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't understand about race, is how traumatic having to see these things over and over again is. And, a lot of people are acting out of emotion because they're tired of seeing these things.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I love the positivity that Martial Law Band brings to just everything you guys do. I'm going to share one more quick clip. Man, I'm not used to talking to people in real life, I swear.
I know what you're talking about. You hit all those words. You didn't stop that.
I'm going to show a quick clip here I just love that Martial Law Band, like Seattle, is a very diverse group of people. We have white people, we have mixed people, we have Black people. And I just love the positivity, which I think is so in line with Founders Live and what we do. So let me just shout this out real quick.
You really can't.
Being kind to others, uplifting others, justice for the world was just kind of a family value for all of us. But I mean, as soon as this band was created, that was the core of the group.
After 2 straight weeks of protest,
Man, you guys are out there doing it. But I mean, I think that's another thing about authenticity, coming back to the Founders Live values. It's just being authentic. You start to gather momentum around people, around ideas, around love, and you got some big players on your side. Tell me about this new album you're doing with Jack and Sino. If people don't know, look this dude up. Like, how they reached out to you, right?
Yeah,
Talk to
yeah.
me about that.
Well, it's a blessing. And, like I said, we're not new to the game. We've been out here for 2 years as like a collective band. And our whole thing was like, we're going to hit the pavement. We're going to play shows. So, I mean, you've been to a couple of my independent festivals that featured over 30 hip hop artists, 1,500 people showed up, and we're doing all this, bringing in our own sound and doing all these things. So it's not something that's like new to us. And we were feeling like, what do we got to do? Start tap dancing? What do we have to do as entrepreneurs in Seattle to show people that we are going a completely different angle than anybody else, and we are doing it day in and day out? And I know so many people are on the same, like a lot of these entrepreneurs, they just feel like, what do I have to do to get the same crack that somebody else got? And all I can preach to people is consistency and worrying about yourself with the blinders on, right? Of course, you want to look at the competition. You want to see what they're doing, what works for them, but do what you do. So when it came to this music, we decided, all right, we're going to do what we do. And as a result of that, the right players started gravitating towards us. So when you talk about Jack and Dino, this is somebody who, engineered, produced, and recorded and mastered Nirvana's first project, Mudhoney's first project, Soundgarden's first project, a lot of that early sub pop stuff. And then his music was regarded as revolutionary music during that time in Southern America, and then went on and had a crazy career earning, Latin Grammys in Southern America as a result of his work. So, his wife, actually, Mia, reached out to us, over and over again. And I didn't know who Jack and Dino was because my background's actually in hip hop. But by the time I actually said something to my guitar player, Josh, I was like, hey, you heard of this Jack and Dino? He's like, yeah, duh, bro. He's a legend around here. I was like, oh, well, he wants to work with us. And that was the catalyst for us to go, from Chop to say, hey, if he wants to work with us, we better come with some heat. Let's create a new album. So we went and created the new album in Guaymas Island, and then went right into Jack and Dino. And I didn't do too much research on them. I think this is another a competitor thing that entrepreneurs should understand. I don't want to psych myself out. If I know I'm going into a situation where I got like somebody that's really big time, I don't want to go and like figure everything out. I'm getting nervous. Like, oh my gosh, I'm working with a person that worked with Kurt Cobain. It's like, nah, I know what I do is special. There's a reason I'm here. I'm going to do what I do, and whatever I need to do in my cocoon to be focused and execute during that, short 5-day or 9-day span. If you talk about writing the album and recording it, I just got to do that. You feel me? I can't be worried about Jack and Dino. Now, on the last day I did my research, I said, oh my goodness, I mean, this is crazy. But he's where I aspire to be. And at some point I have to look at myself like I could be what he is.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. I got some behind the scenes clips I'm going to share with people because you guys are too funny. I love this.
And also the editing process.
then she reached back out after seeing what's going on in Chop, like, yo, seriously, like, Jack and Dino, he'd love to work with y'all. So then I finally, I said something to Josh, like, yo, you heard of this Jack and Dino guy? Like, Josh was like, huh? Jack and Dino? I was like, he's like, dude, yeah, you worked with Father, Shotcall, he's been in this shit forever. Like, I think he has a Grammy. I was like, oh, what? Got the Grammy feature. Oh my
God. Yo, Randy, we gotta get Randy in.
Jack and Dino here. I've just been
recording bands. I've been a studio rat in this town for like 34 years, something like that. Yeah, the first Nirvana record, 1988. First Soundgarden record, 1987. Mudhoney, a lot of that early Sub Pop stuff.
But yeah, he's the man. He's been doing this for so long. He was literally just talking about recording Soundgarden and doing some of their last stuff and their very first stuff. So he's definitely has a history in the Seattle music scene. He's done a lot here.
Mercy, mercy on my soul.
Oh my gosh, there's so much more of this amazing behind the scenes video that I could share, but I know that we can't just sit here and watch your exclusive content all night as much as
come on, no one's supposed to see that yet. That's not even
I know. I got you guys. I seriously, I got the behind the scenes cut. I don't even know if Marshall gave me this footage. I think I might get it straight from Randy.
Come on, man. I'm gonna have a talk with management.
Oh man. All right. So Marshall, we got a couple last minutes. Like, you guys have done so much just for yourselves, but also for the community. What's next? Like, what you got this, Grammy on the way, I'm assuming. What's up? What else is on deck for y'all?
Absolutely. Yo, I mean, like, we're just trying to speak everything into existence and stay positive. And, life this is what I think, again, music is a little bit different of a business. So what we did is we try to take the circumstance and flip it, right? So no one is allowed to play concerts right now. So what can people do to be able to still play live music? Well, what we did to celebrate 12th and Pine coming out, and it's only been out for 3.5 weeks, is we built a float. We built a parade float and got a traveler's permit, and we were literally legally allowed to drive and play music. So we drove around Seattle and we pulled up on the election celebration and these type of things and played music for the people. So from there, we went from playing 2 straight weekends on the Jelly Bean. We call it the SS Jelly Bean. That's what we call our parade float. It just has 2 generators and it's a pretty big thing, And
okay, if anyone in the audience right now saw them around Seattle, because I know someone did, shout it out in the comments, because I heard you guys. I live near Green Lake, and I heard you guys from down the street.
We bang. I mean, the most beautiful footage and obviously the response on the street was great to see people smiling and excited. First live music they've heard in 8 months, but to see people from up top in their high rises at their windows waving down, we just know what this pandemic has done to everybody, including us. And it's made us feel so isolated. And we just wanted to do something to make people feel connected. And what was really cool about this is that we started, again, it might be confidence, it might be hubris, but the Marshall Law Band will never replay a song. So we just started making up a bunch of different jams, and one of them stuck, and it was a song called It's Gonna Get Better. So last week, and while I'm still here in LA, we had a chance to come down to Los Angeles and work COVID safe and work through these things. And we got a chance to do Jam in the Van. We got a chance to record that song we made up on the Jelly Bean in Black Star Studios. And then we got a chance to shoot our vibe check video. So next we have 4 or 5 videos that are just like completed and done. And we want to roll those out. But most importantly, in the way that I'd like to, I don't know if it's my time out, but the way I'd like to go out is to let people know that we want to synergize with the community. We want to synergize with any company. If you think your company could find value out of a band, bringing positivity to your brand, those are the people we're looking for. But we're also trying to not look for any handouts and continuing to consistently do what we do. So for the last 4 years, we've done a Christmas holiday drive. And then on Christmas Day, we get all the donations, all the clothes, backpacks, sleeping bags, tents we can get. And we'll go out to the Occidental Park and we'll distribute those directly, not through a third party, but ourselves and the musicians that were a part of our annual concert. Well, this year it looks a little bit different because there are some regulations. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick 50 families throughout Seattle, get a wish list, distribute that amongst, use our platform to amplify that message, get those 50 families taken care of. And then on Christmas Day, the people that are experiencing homelessness, they don't have the luxury of staying inside their house. And so for people that feel confident and healthy enough, we're going to go out there Christmas Day, mask up, double mask up if necessary, bring the jelly bean out there and play some music for the people that don't have a home, and distribute the food and the donations that we've gotten. So that's what's next, and that's on Christmas Day. And then the thing also is, like, who knows what's going to happen? We didn't know the jelly bean was going to happen until I said it at rehearsal, like, yo, we should get a parade float. And then we built it. So for all of us entrepreneurs out there, just stay on your toes, stay ready. And if you're in the right mind state, you'll be able to adapt and flourish.
I love it. I love it. Marshall, how do we follow you? Find you on Bandcamp, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter?
Anywhere you type in Marshall Law Band, we will pop up. I guess kind of the procedure that we like to tell people is that Bandcamp, they actually give us, the artist, 85% of what you pay, and then they keep 15%. Any other streaming service, that is absolutely flipped. So it'd be nice if people can go to Bandcamp, support the band. We'll also send you a signed CD, and it has more personal touch. And then stream the music wherever you stream the music. On YouTube, our Louder video that y'all will check out later on. It's already up to 50,000 plus views. And so just go run that up, and marshalllawband.love is where you can learn and buy some merch.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you for joining me today, Marshall. This has been such an awesome way to kick off my first entertainment section of Founders Live Seattle.
Thank
guys,
you.
Show some love to Founders Live. Show some love to Marshall in the comments. Thank you, Marsh, for being here.
We'll see you at the after party, right? I heard there's a Zoom link after party.
Everyone, right after the pitches, once you're done voting, after party in the Zoom room. Looking forward to it. Marshy Wild, I'm kicking you out. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
No, you got cut off. No more time, Marsh. I'm going to bring in Nick Hughes, our founder-in-chief, right? I know that we are like 2 minutes behind. Nick, don't kill me, right?
I will for sure not do that. But what I can just say is, oh man, that authenticity is what I'm talking about, everyone. Right? That's core value number one, respectful authenticity. And I hope you felt that from Marshall. Love it. All right.
Yeah, no, this was fantastic. I'm so glad that we got to have him here, and what a way to close out 2020. It's kind of been, there's been some bright spots, but a bit of a hot mess of a year. So I love seeing that commitment to giving back to the community, commitment to authenticity and entrepreneurship and thinking outside the box. So, I mean, just big love to Founders Live, big love to Marshall. Nick, what do we got in 2020? We're closing this out tonight. What do we got coming up for next year?
We have so much coming up for next year, and I actually don't even have time to talk about it too much tonight. But what I will say is, and I'll touch on this in what I'm going to run through real quick, but Live Fest 2020. So Founders Live Fest 2020 is happening on December 2nd. I'll have a slide on this, but that's when you're going to hear about everything that's happening for next year, and so excited to actually make a lot of those announcements. So there you go. It's right on the screen. There's a link down below this video box that you can actually get your tickets. So, hey, let me run through some stuff though, real quick. I don't want to take too much time. We want to get to the pitches, but I'm going to share a few thoughts real quick. Is that cool?
Go for it, Nick.
All right. Well, hey, good to see everyone. This is just, we're finishing off the year, and it's just such a great time to be here. Look, Founders Live, we're about inspiration. We're about education. And as you just saw, we're absolutely about entertainment and really showing creative entrepreneurs as well as technology and business entrepreneurs. Founders Live is really a global social network that we're building around the world, as well as these events that happen. It's so cool. So online, we are building out the modern homepage for the entrepreneur. We have started to revamp Founders Live, so you got to go in there and check it out. There's incredible stuff in there in terms of videos, educational talks, articles. You can meet people. It's so awesome. And then you have these live events. We are live streamed right now. We have 5 companies. They each have 99 seconds to pitch. You are going to ask questions, and then we actually all vote, which is a fun thing as well. Really, look, our mission, and we are driving towards becoming the industry-defining brand around the world. It's fun. It's going well. COVID was a bit of a hurdle, but we got through it, and here we go. So the next generation of Founders Live, you're experiencing it right now. they're really around these events that, you know, we have entertainment, we have competition, and also we have that happy hour afterwards. Definitely make sure you at least swing in there, see what's going on. But, you know, we're including performance and entertainment with competition, with networking. This is our formula that we're now rolling out around the world. And around the world, this thing actually did start here in Seattle. It's been so fun that it's now quickly expanding around the world. You know, we've actually reached about 60 cities, give or take. The unofficial number is 60 just because we haven't, you know, we were prepared to launch in some cities, but we had to take a break because of this pandemic. But we're excited to actually announce and have Kampala, Uganda is launching their first event in a few weeks, actually, or, you know, basically a week and a half. So excited for them to be officially our 65th city that has launched an event globally around the world. And going through next year, we're going to light up all those cities through this virtual experience and all that. But Kampala, hey, look at that. I mean, that's pretty cool. Hey, if you want to start this event in your city, there's people clearly from outside of Seattle on this in this experience right now. You know, expand.founderslive.com takes you to a form that you can simply say, hey, here's my name, here's the city we'd like to launch, maybe I want to be the city leader, and that comes to us. We will then reach out and make sure we get that process started. What I want to touch on before I'm done here is these important core values. And if there's anything you take from tonight, not only just what you just heard from Marshall in terms of authenticity, and that guy, like, man, thank you so much. It was so fun to hear from you. But these core values are absolutely the root of what we're doing. And this first one is really about respectful authenticity and inclusion. We believe that everyone has an equal opportunity to be successful. That is at the root of what we do around the world. And I'm going to pause here. I don't think anyone, I'm not sure if you know this, but I'm going to pause here and say that over the last 2 years, we, in terms of equality and bringing especially female founders on stage, those are the winners. We have in 2019 had 7 out of 11 events, female founder winners. And this year we've had 7 out of 8 events, female founder winners. And I want to make it clear tonight here that if you're a VC, if you are a VC firm in the city of Seattle or Silicon Valley, you're overlooking some incredible talent. So please do not disregard these people based on what they look like or who they identify as, because we are surfacing talent around the world, and especially in Seattle. We got, look at that. And nothing against the male presenters, but this is awesome. So I want you all to know that. The second value here is gather around the campfire. We are all storytellers, and you as an entrepreneur have an opportunity to find that story and influence people and bring people following your, not only your story, but you know, to really buy into your vision of the world. And you know, we have pitch coaching and we focus around storytelling. So we just say, hey, as an entrepreneur, you know, find your campfire and entertain people. Thirdly, open the door. It's not just do nice things for people, do great things for people without expecting a return. And you know what's weirdly selfish about that is naturally it comes back to you like tenfold. And so please just do great things for people in this community and help them, you know, introduce them to people they don't know. That is a community that I want to be a part of. And last one, you know, we say no name tags, and maybe we'll get back to the in-person events at some point, but it's really just around, you know, have more fun. We believe business can be casual, it can be fun, it can be entertaining and enjoyable. And we just want to remove the awkwardness and have a great time. So with one last thing, I wanted to bring up one last thing, which is Founders Live Fest 2020. That is on December 2nd. We've actually never had a global summit before. And how cool is this that we are gathering our community together? This is the culmination of our Founders Live primetime events. We have 5 winners from 4 countries around the world. That's actually 2 from Mexico, just if you're doing some math. And then you're also going to see talks from our partners, keynotes by myself, and actually we've got a great influencer named Lucy Fink. She's going to deliver a great keynote talk. I'm going to make some announcements. We're going to have the pitch competition, and we'll have a great social time as well. So with that, I just want to say thank you. And Amelia, you're doing an excellent job, and I want to hand it right back over to you.
Thank you so much, Nick. I am so excited to be part of this amazing global network. I have traveled internationally talking about entrepreneurship And I think it is such an important part of being a founder is not just knowing your home market, but also knowing what the rest of the globe is doing, how are they doing it, what's working for them that we can draw inspiration from. Because the entrepreneurial spirit is alive internationally. I'm always so impressed. I mean, just the scrappiness. I love seeing, I call it the hustle muscle. The hustle muscle is strong across the world. So being able to expose our local community just to that amazing work is awesome.
It is so great. It's so fun. And it's a pleasure to lead it. And again, it's a pleasure to have you a part of our leadership team here in Seattle. So let's get moving. And we have a couple partners to hear from before we get to these awesome pitches. So I'm going to peace out and enjoy.
All right, Nick. Good to have you here. Of course, I don't do this alone. We have a huge community around our collective campfire with us at Founders Live today. I mean, everything that you see, people are showing up because they want to give selflessly. So I just want to say a huge thank you to all of our partners, our sponsors, our amplifiers. We have a great group here. Real quick, I want to give a huge shout out and plug to WTIA. If you guys don't know, Washington Technology Industry Association, look them up. They're a huge supporter and amplifier of local entrepreneurs. They have a founder cohort program that applications are open right now. Please go check that out. If you guys know Nick Ellingson, he has an awesome COVID beard. If I could grow a beard, I would want it to be like Nick. It's impressive. I've actually known Nick since elementary school, and he had another thing he had to be at tonight for his family, so he wanted to give me the opportunity to give Nick a huge shout out. If you know Nick, show him some love in the comments. Nick Ellingson is such a fantastic person, and all of the pitchers here tonight get a WTIA Startup Club membership this year. So huge benefit there. You can get discounted professional services, a phone plan, insurance plan. He has been a huge supporter of Seattle University students and our alumni. So huge shout out to Nick. Thank you. He couldn't be here, but I know he says hello. One of our other favorite amplifiers, the entrepreneurial ecosystem, is Melissa. Show Melissa some love in the comments. Melissa, I'm going to bring you up here. Melissa, yes. You don't want to see me really big. You want to see Melissa.
Me really big.
Melissa Story Fruition has worked with all of these 5 founders to help them craft their amazing stories so people can really connect and buy in with the good work that they're doing. So Melissa, what's it been like working with the founders this month?
They're bringing their A game, honestly. It's been a blast because coming in, you have 99 seconds to, tell the world how you're going to change it. That can be a little intimidating at first.
No pressure.
None at all. And to be able to work with them, listen to, it might be their story, it might be their customer's plight story, and to help them guide them. And then they just listen. And they have been coming forward and revamping their pitch. And I think for a few of them, the 99 seconds isn't so scary anymore. They're feeling pretty good. And I'm proud of them. So you guys remember, only one winner tonight, but you're all winners to me.
Oh, Melissa, I started working with Melissa because she volunteered and actually one of the Seattle University business plan competition winner that's now unicorn status. Melissa saw them pitch and said, I can help them. They won our business plan competition. They went on to win, I think, every investor pitch they've ever done. And so like all of the entrepreneurs in the room today, Melissa is out here hustling. She is putting work every day on her own business, but still find time to give back hours and hours and hours of her time every month to this community. So thank you, Melissa.
Well, thank you. You're doing great, Amelia. I knew you'd be awesome.
I love Melissa. I love talking to her. Every time I have a problem, I'm like, oh my gosh, Melissa, what should I do? Like, what's your truth? What's your rock that you need to connect with?
What's your heart telling you?
Exactly. She volunteers so much with entrepreneurs, and if you have worked with her, please show her some love online. we just can't say how fantastic she is. So thank you, Melissa. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving time to this amazing community. And I will be excited to see you in the after show.
Oh, you will. Yep. Toasting to all of them. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. Okay. My next guest that I want to bring up is Bill from Now CFO. I gotta still steal the spaceship while I'm doing this. Hey, Bill. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a supporter of Founders Live Seattle.
Yeah, no, we're super excited about doing this. I think when Nick was talking about the Live Fest, we're the presenting sponsor of that, so we're excited about that. This is our 3rd year sponsoring Founders Live. We've already signed up for a 4th year, so yeah, just really love everything that's going on. And I always enjoy the founders and seeing what ideas they've got and what they're doing. I haven't talked to Melissa about this, but I'm pretty sure that none of the pitches that are going to be going tonight are going to have any time dedicated to talking about accounting and finance, because that's not why you go into business, to do accounting. That's what Now CFO is for. We can help you out. You talked about 2020 being a hot mess of a year. I think that's certainly been the case for a lot of people. But the thing is, like, some people might have had a great year 2020. But I think the one thing that's going to be true for everyone is it's a different year than what we can expect going forward. And trying to figure out what is 2021 going to look like, whether it's budgeting or what your cash flow is looking like, all of those things, the accounting and finance things that you don't spend a lot of time on, that's what we can help you out. And it's really going to help you understand your business when you have that kind of visibility.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Bill, for being such a huge supporter of founders and the global, regional, local entrepreneurial ecosystem. I actually serve on the board of a nonprofit organization that use Now CFO. So I know you guys don't just do startups, you do kind of across the board. And it's fantastic. I swear they didn't pay me anything to say this. I just have been so impressed by everything I see you in the community. So thank you for being here, Bill.
Oh, thank you.
If people want to check you out, where should they go?
The easiest way is just find me on LinkedIn. I've got my email address right there, so you don't have to go searching it out. Contact me on LinkedIn, send me an email. I'll be happy to talk to you.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Bill. Thank you for doing all the accounting stuff that no one else wants to do. I always say I coach a lot of entrepreneurs in my day job. And I would say, get yourself a good accountant, get yourself a good attorney. Don't worry about it. So if you please check out Now CFO. They're fantastic. Not give enough love to you guys. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being a supporter. All right. Our last amplifier that I want to bring up here today, Troy Niehaus of Bernstein. Troy, how are you doing today?
Good, Amelia. How are you?
I'm doing good. I love having you as part of the Founders Live group.
Thank you.
You guys see Troy around town. He's at all the cool local spots. I swear every time I'm somewhere cool, Troy's there. So, Troy, what do you do? Why are you here? How'd you show up to hang out with our
Thank you, Amelia. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm an advisor at Bernstein. And this, like Bill, is also my 3rd year as a Founders Live sponsor. We are a global investment research and management company. We help people build, grow, and sustain their wealth. And I'm here in this community because these are the people I work with, entrepreneurs, investors, and business owners, all the way from the inception of their business through exit and beyond. I'm also a former startup owner. I've run a worldwide hardware company and a global software effort. And I've experienced some of the same challenges that many of the people online here tonight are experiencing. And really, I'm here just to be a resource for anyone that can use assistance, whether it's access to our renowned research effort or connections. You mentioned, Amelia, good attorneys and good CPAs. That's part of our massive network of professionals. Or, even just planning assistance for any business or investment issues. Please reach out to me. We only make money by managing money, and we only work with really wealthy clients. And so I'm here to add value, to help build wealth in your own companies, and also to build good karma points. So let's connect. You can reach me, via LinkedIn as well, just like Bill.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Troy. I'm really excited to have you. Are you going to be in the after party?
Absolutely.
Oh, well, I will look forward to seeing you there. All right. Thank you, Troy. Thanks so much for being here. And thank you to all of our amazing supporters and amplifiers that are here today. As you guys probably know, hopefully, these teams get awesome Amazon Web Service credits and Google Cloud credits. Nick, what's the deal with these cloud credits?
Well, they are not strictly cash, but I mean, it's as good as $5,000 cash, and you can use that to build your company. And the winner actually gets $10,000 Amazon Activate credits, and those are good for 2 years. And so, geez, I mean, treat it as almost an investment, and we really, really appreciate Amazon for being a partner for us.
That is awesome. And they also get Google Cloud Startup credits, right?
Yeah. And so we've also partnered with Google Cloud for startups, and you can see that it starts at $3,000 of cloud credits. And these are not mutually exclusive, so you can use both as a presenter, and we would encourage that. And that can grow up to almost 100,000 or more. So we encourage founders and founding teams to utilize the partnerships and the resources that we bring to the table.
That is awesome. I'm so impressed by all of the kind of extras, not only to these teams, all 5 of them, they get to get their word out, make connections, announce themselves to the community. Both of or every one of the teams gets 2 personal sessions with Melissa. They get all the resources from our network. They get all of these cloud credits. And it's free for teams. We do this. I think Nick shows up. I show up. Our supporters show up because we love entrepreneurship. And I'm so excited to hear the teams that we have here today. Are you ready, Nick?
Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is drum roll time. Really quick, one last plug before we give you the good stuff. Make sure you're sharing out these links. Make sure you're amping up the love in the comments. I see Medventure has some big supporters in the house. I know that everyone here has invited all their friends, family, myself included. So love seeing everyone. I'm ready to hear some awesome pitches. You guys ready? Okay.
I'm ready as well.
Nick,
I'm ready, and I'm gonna step off the stage.
Okay.
I'm gonna step off the stage. You go.
Okay. So first up, we have Margie of Golden Sherpa. Margie.
Hi.
Hi, welcome. Why don't you go ahead and get your screen share set up here?
Okay. Here we go. There we go.
Okay. Margie, welcome. You're going first. You are ripping the Band-Aid off for us tonight. So excited to hear what you have to say. As soon as you start talking, I will start recording your time. All of the teams have 99 seconds to do their pitch, followed by 4 minutes of question and answer. So if you have a question at any time, drop it in the chat. You can start putting in comments as soon as they start talking. So, Margie, whenever you're ready, go ahead and start talking.
It's 2014. My mom's just passed away. I'm beside myself. I live in Spokane, Washington. My father's in Virginia, and I can't focus at work. I'm so worried. I don't know what he's going to do. Nobody taught me how to care for my parents in their golden years. And now I was in crisis. I went online and I was looking for information, but I couldn't get information unless I sold my personal information. I'd purchased and looked for homes online, but this was different. This was my father, and I needed to get information to help him make a good choice. I didn't know what to do. That's when I realized there was something missing in the senior living space, and I created my company, Golden Sherpa. Golden Sherpa, we're a curated senior living marketplace. Senior living communities market directly to you. They can update their inventory and their information in real time. And our subscription model company allows them to save thousands of dollars in referral fees. If you're searching for a community, you can educate yourself and connect directly to a senior living community on our curated marketplace. We are not a referral company, so we're not going to call you or send you emails. We're going to give you information and help you reduce the stress of finding available placement. I have an amazing team that's helped me to create Golden Sherpa. And we're here today looking for investors and strategic partners to help us spread Golden Sherpa across the country.
Thank you. Wonderful pitch. Congratulations. Oh, Margie, good pitch. It is not easy going first, for sure. The first question I have for you is actually from Nick. What's your revenue model?
Sure, we're subscription-based, so senior living communities market with us with a monthly subscription.
And how much does that cost?
Well, if you're an adult family home, it's $40 per unit. And as you grow and you have larger communities, we have a tiered subscription model.
Nice. And what kind of traction do you have in the market so far?
We started in 2019 in Spokane, and we have almost 10% of the Spokane market, and we're talking to communities across Washington state.
Oh, wonderful. Another question from the chat. Are you primarily about helping older adults find assisted living homes?
We're helping not only seniors, but people with rare disease or long-term illness. It's not just seniors who are looking, it's their adult children as well, and professionals in the space who are helping their clients find appropriate care in the market.
Yeah, I know that this is a really important area to be paying attention to. As my parents are getting older myself, I'm starting to think about it. So what's your current reach? Gary has a great question. What's your current reach and where are you hoping to be in a year or two from now?
In a year or two, we're going to be in at least 5 states. So currently we're in Washington state, and that's where we're going to focus as we iterate and grow our platform. We have different options for vendors. You know, just because you're looking for a community doesn't mean that you don't need additional vendors to help you along the way, like a moving company or somebody to help you sell your mom's home. So that's what we know we're going to do in the next year.
Great. There's a question, what's the current market size by dollar in senior assisted living services?
There are over 3 million beds in a $19 billion market. It's a pretty big market. People are looking for senior communities across the country globally now.
Yeah, Melissa had a great question. What are the signs that it might be time to take action to help your parents?
You know, everybody is different. Sometimes you just get a real quick phone call and you find out mom fell. So I would say when you talk to your parent on the phone or your loved one, any time is a great time to prepare and to plan. So Golden Sherpa, we do not, we're not a referral company, so we're not tracking you or asking you for information. So you can go to us at any time and just start looking. When you start thinking, what would it be like for mom and dad? This is a great time to plan. So I don't think it's a particular time. Any time is a great time. You want to be prepared.
One last question from John. Who else are your competitors in this space?
Well, we would consider any referral companies like A Place for Mom, Caring.com, or local referral companies. But quite honestly, it's just the status quo where people aren't planning and they're not thinking about it. They need to start preparing and planning, and Golden Sherpa is the place that you can do that. It takes about 107 touches in order for somebody to actually connect with a community. So anytime is a great time to start thinking about your life and your parents. But if you just need something quick, Golden Sherpa can help you in real time, in the middle of the night. You can look for information and help your parents find their next place.
Well, Margie, thank you so much for doing this important work. I know that it is everyone has a family member who's getting old, and I know that this is an area where it feels scary and unknown for a lot of us. So Thank you for your work in this area. That's all of the time. Your 4 minutes of Q&A are up. But I want to say congratulations. Great pitch. Great job going first. Thank you so much. I'm going to let you go, and we will let our next pitcher come up. Really quickly, I forgot to mention this at the top, but pretty straightforward process. We're here. We get the 99-second pitches. We get the Q&A. And then each of the 4 companies will go through one after the other. And then this is how we'll vote. At the end, please wait until you hear all of the pitches. I know sometimes people are excited to hear their favorite person, but you know, sometimes the dark horse comes from behind. So open this link on your phone. If you scan it with your iPhone camera, this will open up the voting link. That's how we vote. Wait until the end, please, but get it ready now. And are you guys ready for our next one? Medventure has been getting some serious love in the chat. Emily, welcome. Oh no, Emily, you're muted. We can't hear you.
Okay, better?
There you go.
Okay, thank you so much for having us. We're really excited to be here.
Oh my gosh, so excited to have you here. Thank you so much. You are definitely getting some love in the chat. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Emily, are you ready? I'm going to start the timer as soon as you start talking.
Okay.
Ready, set.
Hi, my business partner, Ryan Cogdill, and I are both traveling nurses. What we have been experiencing this past year as we get dressed in full PPE is death and this disease rippling through the lives of our patients and their loved ones. We have moved to cities that we have never been to before, miles, even oceans away from our loved ones, because as healthcare professionals, it is our duty to answer this call. But we are isolated for what feels like forever with no end in sight. We are not superheroes. We need community. And this is where Medventure comes in. Medventure is an app exclusively for all traveling healthcare professionals to connect with one another, to attend virtual meetups and events, to find out where the best takeout is after a 13-hour shift, and to inform one another on issues such as, will my new hospital have enough PPE to protect me? Medventure is our way of tapping into an immediate community no matter where we go. We will be monetizing our app through advertisements and sponsored events from traveling healthcare agencies, niche-specific services that serve our user base, as well as local businesses in the areas that we travel to. Currently, we are running our Kickstarter and beta testing our app. We are projected to launch in the iOS and Android app stores in the next few weeks. We are looking for early-stage investors as well as advisors. Our goal is to unite all traveling healthcare professionals during COVID times and beyond. Join us in supporting this community that without hesitation goes above and beyond for the health of our country. Thank you.
Great job, Emily. Congratulations. That was awesome.
Thank you so much.
Great pitching. So for our questions, first up, Nick's got the first one. What's the impact of COVID been on Medventure?
So this idea actually came before COVID, and just as far as to look at what our market is like, before COVID, there was 90,000 traveling healthcare professionals. And during COVID, that has tripled with the need in hospitals because of this pandemic. Now, as far as traveling healthcare professionals, that is not only nurses, it includes doctors, PTs, occupational therapists, respiratory therapists, as even veterinarians. Before COVID, the need was because of leave, and maybe people going back to school, maybe staffing issues. But right now, the issue has been because of COVID that we're all trying to fight on the front lines.
Awesome. Can you give us an overview of the traveling healthcare professional industry or the market? Like, what's the size? How's it currently operating?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the question. So, as I said before, the range of healthcare professionals that can travel is really large. However, with COVID, that has really spiked. The reasons why people go into the traveling healthcare industry primarily is because it pays so much better than being a small healthcare professional. Additional to that, traveling healthcare professionals love to explore the country and see new places, have new experiences. Those are all things that draw people into going into this. And agencies in the United States, there are places, hotspots that really draw people to doing this. So hotspots such as Seattle and San Francisco, San Diego, and New York are big hotspots for traveling healthcare professionals to go.
Awesome. So what's your marketing plan to attract these travel healthcare professionals?
Absolutely. So our biggest PR right now is that we've been featured in CNN Travel, and we've got a lot of inquiries as far as people who want to advertise on our app or use our app, even before we've launched in the iOS and Android app stores. We will also be using digital and social media marketing, collaborating with influencers. And between my business partner and I, we have both been in the industry for over 9 years. And so between both of us, we know a lot of the industry and have a lot of personal relationships. And the word of mouth goes a really long way. And we just know so many travelers that will help us spread the word.
That is so awesome. I know that the travel nurse community is pretty niche, but what's the potential impact? Why is this so important for those travel nurses?
So currently, the version that we will be launching in the next month is our minimal viable product. Now, we're releasing this version accelerated before our second version because we know that the traveling healthcare community, not just travel nurses, really need a resource like this because of COVID. We are so isolated and we're all hurting so badly from being traumatized by the pandemic right now. So we wanted to make sure that this community had the support that they need during this time.
That's fantastic. Okay, one last question from the chat. I know that we've had some good ones. Gary, hey Gary, thank you for joining. Is this also a good reference for HC pros who look to see where to go for work?
Absolutely. So that will be in our version 2. So in our version 2, we will be collaborating with travel healthcare agencies, as well as property managers and people who own furnished housing. These both markets are the biggest source of revenue in this industry, and that's going to be in our second version when we launch.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us, Emily. I know there's more questions in the chat. So everyone, please join us in the after party, the Zoom, where we can learn more if you have any additional questions. Great job, Emily. Thank you so much for your work on this. Congratulations.
Thank you. See you later.
Yep. Okay. Fantastic. So for our third of our 5 pictures, next up we have Heather with Odd Thinking. Heather, thank you so much for being here today. Welcome.
Hi.
Go ahead and pull up your screen that you're going to share with us.
Woo. Okay.
Whenever you're ready, I will start timing.
All right. People don't believe they can change, and they convince themselves they'll never improve in certain areas of their lives, like mental abilities. Brain training apps are increasingly being used to help people train or retrain their brain to the tune of nearly $2 billion in revenue a year and growing. People want to make gains in memory, attention, and executive decision-making so they can make their brains more fit. At Odd Thinking, we are building a different kind of platform for learning, training, and gaming using speech recognition and sound design for the interface. The promise of brain training apps that are currently available in the market is increased improvement by the way of repetitious drills, such as identifying objects hidden within shapes. But this approach has debatable merit. Like, what are you actually completing here? What are you learning? Our agenda is to improve math, language, and creative skills by purposely ditching the point-and-click design philosophy for something more organic and immersive. Once the foundation is laid, we intend to build out our ecosystem, offering a speech-based conversational AI agent to act as a world-class teacher. This is meant to be supplemental and recreational, never to replace the actual compassion and wisdom of a mentor. The brain training market is growing, and we at Odd Thinking intend to lead the pack one day. Thank you.
Thank you, Heather. Great job. Fantastic work. My first question is, do you have any intellectual property that you can protect?
Yes. We are currently in the stages of working with a patent lawyer who is actually so amazing. She's the one who introduced us to you so we could actually do this event.
Ah, I love that. Always get yourself a good patent lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Heather, can you walk us through the user experience a little bit? Like, what's it actually like for them to use the platform?
So it's all sound-based. So current models are, it's all point and click. You're always just look at the screen, point, click, do something like that. This is the model or the teacher will ask you, and you're going to go through a series of questions. Or I guess a great way to think of it is like a spelling bee. Somebody asks you to spell something, you hold the word in your head, you create that visual image, and then you say it out loud or spell it out loud. That's the idea behind the games. There'll be one for math, there'll be one for language, and there'll be one for public speaking.
That's fantastic. Are there similar competitors in the market? And like, what's different between them and what you're doing?
Well, the competitors would be the more point and click, the more like Lumosity, companies like that. There's nothing really in sound-based as of now.
Interesting. Have you found, is there a target customer that really is super interested in sound-based learning, or is it something that everyone wants to use?
We don't know yet. I mean, that's why we're testing out, but there's such a great market for brain training apps, health and wellness, even self-improvement, so it fits in within all these different markets.
Interesting. I have a question from Gary. Are you using artificial intelligence in this?
Yes. When we build out the platform fully, it'll be a conversational AI model. So it's going to learn from the user. So the more the player or student uses it, the more it's really a student-teacher model in the end. That's what we want to build out.
Interesting.
That way.
Okay, we have time for one more question. I'm going to give this to Nick. Why games? There's a trend around this, so there seems to be something about gaming that helps intelligence. Can you able to put your finger on that?
It's fun. I mean, you need to make learning fun and engaging for people. Plus, you can learn so much from the users, from like why they're playing, like which games are they playing, why are they playing these games? Like, because we'll be able to collect data on this, and then you can also make it competitive, and you can play it with your family. That's sort of the beauty of it. You don't just have to sit there and stare at a screen.
Awesome.
That's what makes it great. And it's challenging too, because it's always going to be randomized. It'll never be repetitive in any way.
Man, well, I'm very excited to see what you guys come up with in your first iteration. So thank you so much, Heather. Thank you for sharing. Great job pitching. We will see you in the after party.
Mm-hmm.
Great job, Heather. Thank you for joining us. Okay, next up we have Riley from Shotcall. Hi, Riley. How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing great. Really excited to hear about Shotcall. Why don't you
Yeah.
go ahead and get your slides pulled up here. And anyone, remember, you can drop your questions in the chat as they're talking, and we'll pull them up afterwards. Riley, whenever you are ready, I will start timing. Let's hear more about Shotcall.
Cool. About 10 years ago, much to the dismay of my parents, I became obsessed with a video game called Halo. Like thousands of others, I dreamt of playing alongside the YouTubers that I watched every single day, and would even DM them in the hopes that they would respond and let me play with them. Unfortunately, this effort often yielded little return. 10 years later, the gaming industry has exploded. Those thousands are now millions, and teenagers like Booga have become multimillionaires due to their gaming prowess. Yet the way in which fans and popular gamers interact is still stuck back in 2010. Sure, now you can leave a message in stream that will inevitably get buried, but there's no real engagement. And in an industry that is inherently interactive, that is a large opportunity cost. Enter Shotcall, an online marketplace and service that allows fans to get off the sideline and into the game with their favorite creators, and empowers those creators to monetize that popularity and improve their engagement. Imagine being able to get on a basketball court with LeBron James and shoot hoops. That is the kind of experience Shotcall delivers to the gaming world and is uniquely equipped to do so because you can game with anyone, anytime, anywhere. Today, an average gamer donates up to about $50 a month to their favorite creators through platforms like Twitch, Facebook Live, and Patreon, sometimes just to get a message they sent recognized. This demonstrable desire for real engagement is why creators with tens of thousands of followers like Ariel Jade, Bowling Otter, and Stallion game with their fans on Shotcall. And because of this, we've enjoyed 20% month-over-month growth since March and are approaching 11,000 users. Now we're looking for strategic partnerships with gaming orgs and game developers. If that's you, we'd love to chat.
Thank you, Riley. Right on time. Good job. I can tell that you were practicing with Melissa a bunch.
I was practicing with Melissa quite a bit.
Melissa is amazing, and your pitch reflected it, although I'm sure that you had something to do with it too. So Shotcall seems super cool, but how do you actually make money with this platform?
Yeah, so the primary way that we make money is we take a cut of all interactions that occur on the platform between fans and content creators. So content creators can either set up predetermined what we call sessions for fans to join and pay for, or fans can actually go to a calendar, kind of like Calendly, and book a time with a content creator. And creators can set kind of custom rates based on the game, based on the amount of time. And so we take a percentage of that transaction, and that's how we make money. We also allow for brands to sponsor sessions. So a lot of content creators are actually work closely with brands, and so it's kind of a best of both worlds for all three: Shotcall, the content creator, and the brands, to be able to run an engagement session on Shotcall that is branded.
Super cool. I know you guys have had a lot of recent growth, especially with everyone being home. But what kind of partnerships are you looking for the next 6 months?
Yeah, so generally speaking, any sort of partnership with a gaming team or organization, or even charity organizations. There is an event host called DreamHack that we're kind of trying to work with right now. Penny Arcade Expo, PAX. They also run a series of events that we would love to kind of work with. Competitive teams that travel internationally. I guess not right now because of COVID, but in normal times do. Those are all groups that we would really like to partner with because we feel like we can offer value to all of them. They are essentially either organizations or events during which gaming enthusiasts go and compete or meet other gamers that they might not generally get the opportunity to talk to in person, but would love to meet in the real world. And so by organizing sessions like we do, it's a very kind of symbiotic relationship.
Sweet. Well, what's your recent traction been like?
Yeah, recent traction. I hate to say this, but especially because of COVID, has actually been phenomenal for us. People can't do a lot of the normal activities that they really like to do, like travel or go to restaurants, and so a lot of people have kind of turned to gaming as a way to socialize with their friends because it's something you can do. Like I mentioned in the pitch, it doesn't matter your geographic location, doesn't matter the time, doesn't matter the person. You can kind of you can game with people. So like I said, we've had 20% month-over-month growth last 9 months. That's been both in sessions hosted and registrations that we've had, and also new people that we've been bringing onto the platform.
Is this just for virtual games, or does it support in-person games as well?
So when you say I guess in-person gaming meaning like in real life. Not at the moment, if that's the question. Not at the moment. It's something that we would ideally like to expand to. But right now, especially due to kind of the quarantine, just from a strategic perspective, it's really made sense for us to hone in on the corner of the market that is, virtual.
That's awesome. We have time for just one last question. I'm going to steal it away. I know that esports has been an increasingly big area of growth in terms of just that industry area. So are there competitors? What are you doing differently that has allowed you to kind of be on the forefront of this industry that has been growing for a couple of years?
Yeah, it absolutely has been growing just unbelievably. 15 to 20% every year the market has grown. And yes, there are competitors. We're really the first platform that facilitates the logistics that we facilitate. But in terms of allowing content creators to kind of improve that engagement, there are platforms that have kind of been chipping away for a while. I think, Twitch is a good one with their donation and their subscription model. Patreon too, with their, their tiered level, you can kind of get different offerings based on the amount that you spend to support a creator. We have had a lot of success running tournaments. And so there are a couple different tournament platforms like Matcherino, Challenge, and Smash GG are just a couple that are players in that space that have also kind of noticed, hey, tournaments are very popular to run from content creators amongst fans.
Awesome. Well, I'm super impressed with everything that you guys have put together so far.
Thank you so much.
To see where you go next. That
Yeah, too.
all of the time. So great work, Raleigh. Thank you so much. I'm excited to talk more in the after party.
Sounds good.
Okay. Last but certainly not least, we have Tina of Lana Learn. Tina, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Bye, TV.
Okay, fantastic. Great work. Tina, take it away.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Amelia, and thanks, everyone. So Lana Learn's advancing English training in the workplace. So meet Hui. Hui is a rising star and a product engineer at Axon, a US company with global offices. He's ambitious and he wants to succeed, but he has one major problem, and that is that his English is not good. He learned it in high school and college, but he can't really use it in the workplace. Enter Lana Learn. Lana Learn provides English workplace curriculum. We have live teachers, the courses are on our digital platform, and we target international companies just like Hui's. And it's not just an idea, it's real. We launched last year. We've had 4,000 classes and meetings on our platform. We've had 2,000 users, 6 organizations, and closed $1.5 million in revenue. And what did we learn with all this activity? We learned 3 things. 1, that people really want content adapted to them and adapted to the workplace. 2, that community matters, live teachers and student matters. And 3, outcomes. People want to track their progress. So what's next for Lana Learn? We're going to take it up a notch. We're going from a highly service-based approach to a highly technology-enabled approach, much like a Peloton for language learning that combines content, community, and outcomes. What's this market opportunity? Global e-learning is a $325 billion market, and that was pre-COVID. And so this is our team. We want to go big, we want to go global, so we're looking for technology leaders, education enthusiasts, and smart investors to join the team. Thanks so much.
Great pitch. Tina, thank you so much. You were just under time, so congratulations.
Thanks.
Nick has a fantastic question. What's your current geography? What areas do you serve? And what are you not doing right now that you hope to do soon?
Great. So when we looked at the market in terms of business opportunities, in terms of English language learning, 48% of it is growing, is in the Asia Pacific region. So we focused on that first. If we're going to ask for investors, we need to make sure we have a solid plan to return that investment. And so we focused on there, and the country we focused on first is Vietnam. So for the last year, those are where our early customers are going. But in 2021, we're expanding to Thailand next, and then, Asia thereafter. But we are a solidly Seattle-based company and pretty proud of that.
That's fantastic. I always love a good hometown story. But did you win South by Southwest?
Well, the audience vote.
The audience only love you. No big deal.
No, I mean, we just want to share our story because it's really all about, finding really smart technology leaders, finding really great education enthusiasts and investors to join the team. So any chance that we have, we like to share our story. So thanks to Founders Live for letting us do it here too.
No, we're so excited to have you. Make sure that you're dropping your questions in the chat. We have time for just 1 or 2 more. Wow, When I Leave is giving you some good shout outs. Seeing it firsthand. So what would you say, I know that, digital learning is a big area. What would you say is your biggest differentiator?
Yeah, so fortunately we have advisors from some of the big language learning companies like Pearson Education, Rosetta Stone. And I think that a lot of these language companies either do content really well because they were created a long time ago, maybe where content in brick and mortar was dominant. And then there's some later like Duolingo who does adaptive learning, but it's mostly online, self-paced. And I think what Lana Learn does differently is try to combine our content and adaptive learning with community, because communities matter. We're learning languages, so we have to practice, but then making sure that our users are actually improving in the languages. And so in terms of our business model, then we target international companies that need their employees to speak English well so that they can meet production deadlines, satisfy their customers, and there's a real business use case for companies to make sure that they have a upskilled workforce.
That's fantastic. Yeah, Gary has a great question about custom workplace community offerings. Is that something you're thinking about?
Yeah, so adaptive learning originally in English. And in this last cycle of classes at Axon, the company that I shared with you about, they were asking for other workplace training programs. So we're actually talking to partners right now about offering that in 2021. And so we have some underway.
That's really exciting. Well, I'm so excited to hear more about that. What is, for our last question here, we have time for just one more. I'm going to try to pull it up from the chat. What's your pricing model?
Yeah, so right now our pricing model is about $100 per employee per month that companies pay for. But in this next phase, as we're able to advance the product and the technology, then we'll be able to offer more low-cost options for a more scalable revenue stream, and also allow SMEs, so small and medium-sized enterprises, to participate too, and not just the big companies. And we're very excited about that.
Well, that's fantastic. Thank you so much, Tina. Great presentation today. Great explanation of all of your questions. That is all of the time that we have for you, so I'm going to pull you down and give some time to our audience. Guys, you know what time it is? It's time to vote! Yay! So, as I mentioned before, scan your QR code reader on your phone. If you have an iPhone, just open the picture taking app and scan it. It should get you right there. We will have an audience voting. You guys have 5 minutes to pick the winner. The link is in the YouTube chat right now. We have 5 minutes. Make sure to get your links in right, or your votes in. Check out the link. While we do our voting, I'm going to share one last Marshall Law Band exclusive. Marshall, unmute yourself and then talk to us about Black and Proud. I'm going to pull it up really quick, but this is an awesome music video for anyone who hasn't seen. Talk to me. What does Black and Proud mean to you?
Absolutely. Sorry, I was over there voting real quick. This is just such a great thing to see everybody commute, like, without being physically connected. We need things like this to really bring community, and I felt that here. So big shout out to Founders Live and for you doing it. But Black and Proud is all about we dressed in 70s to let people know we're dealing with the same problems that the people in the 70s were dealing with. My uncles, they said he had flashbacks watching this video, but he also had flashbacks in dealing with the same problems that we're dealing with still consistently today as Black Americans. So Black and Proud is just our way of showing you, not only with our look and our lyrics, but also with the imagery that we're Black and we're proud, and we're trying to find a way in this society.
That's awesome. Okay, well, you all have about there's a 5-minute video. You have 5 minutes to get your votes in. You can go ahead and share that link with anyone who maybe didn't have it handy. But I'm going to bring in a little bit of interlude entertainment for us here.
Woo! I'm Black and proud. Say it now, say it loud. Heavy is my crown. I'm Black and proud. I'm Black and proud. Say it now, say it loud. Heavy is my crown. I'm Black and proud. Let me introduce y'all to my family. Granddaddy went from slavery to
to the Army, South Central LA, where he raised Randy, who taught me, son, cops don't play. Marshall just do, yeah, whatever they say. They power hungry and they just might spray. Just live to fight another day. You're no good to nobody dead. So I remember one time I was doing just fine with the windows down and seat on recline. Out the corner of my eye, saw some flashing blue lights, and I thought, God, I might die. Yeah, he came to my side, told me step outside, and I said, officer, why? He said to see if you got warrants. See, hatred is apparent, even though you've never done a crime. Proud. Woo! All black and proud. Say it now, say it loud. Heavy is my crown. All black and proud. All black and proud. Say it now, say it loud. Heavy is my crown. All black and proud.
Reason we defiant is the killers with compliant. I could break it to a science while we fight for the law. Ain't no way to hide it, brutalize us and disguise it. And I pray to get the guidance with the fighting on the wall. Killers and you silent, and they kill us when we riot. Never listen cause they bias when we all get along. See we do the fight if we need to be united cause there's too many dying at the hands of the law. Know the judge touch a color black skin, leave all the reasons for passive. I know it kinda seems I'm hard to be asking. Homie couldn't breathe on the concrete gasket. Too many mothers put their sons in the casket. Too many eggs, get a bigger basket. Too many sheep to sleep in the pasture. Too many prayers, gotta call another pastor. Too many beds, too many hooks. It's too many hooks. It's too many feds and they calling for backup. I need them to pack up, but we gonna act up. The streets so cold, goes like Alaska. You call this rapping, call this passion, call this some action. I'm calling you capping. That's exactly why we stopping traffic. Brought in the traffic stop, but it blasted. All of the body cams turn plastic, targeted blackness. I'm black and proud. Say it now, say it loud. Heavy is my crown. I'm black and proud. I'm black and proud. Say it now, say it loud. Heavy is my crown. I'm black and proud.
Tell him, Happy Sam.
Oh, Marsh, I love that. I love the video. I love the dancing. Oh, man.
I'm having a good time, you know. I heard it was a party, you know.
Best time. And you know what this is making me think of, Black and Proud? Have you guys heard of Melissa Reeves' Story Fruition? They are doing a full Melanin Matters series where they're featuring storytellers, people of color. I think Melissa's going to plug it in the chat, but make sure you check that out. Marshall, are you ready to hear who our winner is tonight?
I am like ecstatic.
Did you vote? Just once. Did you get in?
I did. I got it in, but it was really hard to choose. All of them, really came with it. And, for us to be in the before together and to see where they're at now, I'm like, yo, these people turned up.
It is a fantastic community. Nick, I'm going to bring you in here. Thank you so much for leading us tonight. Are we ready to announce our winner?
We are ready to announce a winner.
Oh,
and 3,
I'm gonna kick you out so we can let Nick. How do we do this? How do we let people know? We're gonna announce it right now, right? Oh my gosh! Emily, congratulations!
We're so excited.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, way to go, Medventure. You guys got some fantastic love in the chat. Do you guys have some friends here supporting you?
Yes, from all over the country. We're very
That
grateful.
is awesome. I mean, when you're a travel nurse, you make friends all over, right?
Yep. That's one of the best parts about it.
Well, congratulations, you guys. You're going to get amazing winning prizes. You get all of the Amazon web credits, all of the Google Cloud credits, and you guys get bragging privileges, not only in Seattle, not only US, but globally as a Founders Live winner for the rest of your life. So it's only looking up from here.
Thanks so much for
Thank
the
you.
opportunity.
Not only that, Emily, but you now go into the group that will go on to Founders Live Primetime, and that'll be next year. So we're finishing up this year at our Live Fest event, but we have a lot of great stuff coming down for 2021. And so you're now in that group that will possibly qualify for these global events. So
Awesome.
cool.
We're so excited.
Thank
I'm
you.
ready.
Good job.
Congratulations, guys. Oh my gosh, what a fantastic way to close out 2020. I mean, I know we still have another month left, but we can probably just skip it, right?
Yep, I agree.
Oh man. Well, thank you to Melissa for helping with the pitches. Thank you for Nick for making this whole thing happen. Thank you to Marshall, and great job to all those presenters. I'm a little bit biased. I always think that everyone is amazing because they all showed up and tried so hard. But this was a strong group of presenters this month. It was hard. But
It was
Medventure
hard. And
taking home the win. So I know that we are past our 7:30 deadline. Are we gonna, Nick, do we close this down? We move it over to the after party?
yeah, let's wrap things up, and we'll go into the networking, and hey, grab a drink of your choice and let's hang out, and understand if you need to do other things tonight, but hopefully people can hang out and chat for a little bit.
See you there.
See you there. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see you over there. Great work, guys. Congratulations, Emily. Congratulations, Medventure. So excited to have everyone here. We do have a Zoom after party link. Go ahead and click on that link. We're going to shut this down. Give us 2 minutes to refresh our own beverages, and we'll meet you over in the Zoom room. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for making my first Founders Live event so much fun. This was fantastic. I just want to thank everyone. Thank you, Nick. So excited to see what 2021 has for Founders Live.
Well, and Amelia, I just want to tell you, great job for your first event. And hey, here you are now. You're, it's like your first time driving, and now you kind of know what's going on. And I just want to give you such a shout out. And the future is so bright for Seattle. So thank you for taking the reins, and so excited.
Absolutely. I love being here. I love this community. I love all of these amazing entrepreneurs. And so excited for all of that the next year has to bring. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for doing it with me. Thank you, Nick, for guiding me through. All right, let's have a little party. I'll see you guys in the Zoom room.